Hey guys, tool number 2. So this is the second torque wrench from Mulwark that I have. You saw the video for the screwdriver first, I hope. That covers a lot of what this basically is going to be covering anyway, such as the battery and things like that. So I'm really not going to get into that. But I am going to show you. You get a nice clamshell case, holds everything in place nice and snug. And by everything, I mean the wrench. This socket wrench weighs just as much as a normal socket. Like if you bought a Husky set or something like that, it has that same heft to it. That nice metal strength. You can really feel the weight. If I was to hit someone over the head with this, they'd feel it. I know if I dropped it on my toe, I wouldn't be a happy camper. So basically, you have your digital screen here. And for your buttons, here, I'm going to put this back down for a minute, and I'm going to zoom us in. If I can move this over here, zoom in, there we go. All right, so you have your power button here. See, on the last one, these were separate buttons. You have your power and your light button, your memory, your different torque settings. You can actually, adjust your points to what you want. This is your trace button here, so you can, do your trace and whatever. I can't speak today. It is a standard socket on the end of this thing. So if I go over here to this side, okay, we have our standard socket. Again, this feels like a really well-made, I want to say like Husky set. Like if you were to buy a Husky tool, it's got that heft, it's got the nice feel, very, strong, I have to say. Okay, so you have your forward and your reverse, if that's what you want to call it. That's what I call it, at least. To back out your bolts. You have your lock mechanism button right here. So if I flip this over and I turn this around so that you can see this, there we go. You can see the ball. And here's the pin. When you push this, the ball drops down, releases your socket. So standard lock, unlike the other sets that I have that you just kind of pop on and pull off. This one, you just push button, boom, it's off. So I'm going to take this back. I'm going to zoom back out here. I'm sure you guys saw the little weird metal coin looking thing. This is actually used to put the batteries in and out of this thing. It's a nice, easy way to do it. So you can see right here, here's your battery placement. Use that to unscrew this, and in the instructions it'll show you there's a little arrow right here. On the other tool I explained how this works, so I really don't want to go into detail, but the basics are you line up the slot with this arrow. There's a little dot. I'm going to try and get it to focus. There we go. A little dot here. Needs to be to the right of this arrow, somewhere like over here, so that when you turn it, there's a metal tab that lines up with the other metal tab, and that makes the circuit, and you're good to go. This does have an auto shut-off, so after a certain amount of time, around not even 30 seconds, I want to say, it will turn itself off. So it's got a battery saver mode, so if you're not using it, good to go. I plan to use this with bike parts and, sensitive things around there so that I don't over-tension or strip any bolts out from tightening too much or trying to loosen things and not put them back the way they were. And yeah, so this is just your basic what's in the box, and this is what's in the box. This is what you get for, this purchase. And I will, of course, follow up with more videos of it actually in action. This is just the unbox part. So, hope you enjoy, and I will talk to you again soon in part 2. Enjoy. So, I just got a quick repair here. I had to look at the manufacturer to see what these are, I think, M5 screws for a Mongoose, so I had to look up what the torque settings were. They're saying it's 8.5. Newman's, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's Newman's because, me and my brain farts. Alright, so I configured this to 8.5. Let's see if I can get this on screen. Turn the light off. There you go. You can see at the... Come on. You just focused. Alright, 8.5 is at the top there where I configured it. See, I hit this button to change it. Okay. So now, we're going to put it onto the bolt. Oops, helps to have this set to the right to tighten. And here we go. It should beep when I get to 8.5. There it is. Actually, it's like 7.9. There we go. 8.5. Well, 8.2. Not bad of a margin of error. So that is basically the requirement for gripping the handlebars the best. And that's what I work with. I work with whatever the manufacturer claims is the best. I have gone around and checked each one of these. As long as I hear that tone, I know I am within at least 1 point. This one's 9.1, so I know I'm within range of my 5, because, you know, it's kind of hard to be exact without really babying it. But, yeah, when you do your bolts, you want to go diagonals so that you have a nice even pressure. Because when you tighten this one down, this one might not be set properly, so you go in there and you do that one. Actually, I used the, whoops, as I drop it on the ground, the Mulwark set here, and I kick the camera and the camera falls. Isn't that great? Okay, so anyways, so that is basically my usage for the Mulwark, you know, torque wrench here. This thing works great so far. I've done a few things on it, a few bikes that people have brought into me. And this one here is a little dusty dirty that just came out of someone's garage, so I still got to clean it up and, you know, check the bolts. I already pulled most of these bolts, made sure their threads are still good, throw them back on. I got to do the brakes. You know, this bike's been a project bike, but, you know, I'm sure it'll be a fun one when it's done. Anyways, and this ratchet is going to help me a lot, because, man, guessing, I have stripped so many of these bolts in the past, it wasn't even funny. So this is going to help me out a lot. Alrighty, so that's the Mulwark Torque wrench. This is a 3/8 socket, so basically a standard socket. Alrighty, until next time, guys.